Hey everybody, I'm Garrett.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're Diary of a Family.
We're living life intentionally with you. We have a great show for you planned today. We have two very special people to us.
Yes.
They're going to join us here very soon. Garrett, what else can we tempt our viewers with? What can they expect today?
We put some new stickers up.
Mm-hmm.
And we may or may not have made a new intro.
Upgrades.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let me introduce you to Kent and Lisa from Living Light RV.
Hello, hello. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great.
Doing great. Thanks for having us on your show, guys. This is awesome. I love it.
I'm always happy to have you guys on the show, and we really, really miss you. It's been since January.
Yeah.
Since we've seen you.
It's been a while.
I know, and I'm like, when are we going to see these guys next? So we'll just have to make a plan.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so
take on some Canadian contracts.
Oh wow, maybe
we have
not.
to get our international license for that one. I don't know how that works.
That would be awesome. If you could do that, you totally should do that. That would be great.
International contract, come and work in Canada.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll see. First off, for those defamers who are newer and don't know who you are, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right.
Well, do our intro the way we do our intro.
Okay, so my name is Lisa.
And my name is Kent, and we're Living Light RV.
And we grab life by the tail. So that is our opener closer. That's our YouTube channel. But yeah, we live full time in an RV. We sold everything. So we sold our house, motorcycles, vehicles, left our jobs, and went full time RV living in September of 2018.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been on the road ever since and loving it.
We own a motorhome that is 28 feet. It's vintage. It's 1993, and it's a glorified hallway.
Glorified hallway. Yeah. I love that.
No slides. Just the hallway.
It's probably the most character-laden hallway ever.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I always wanted to live in a corridor.
I remember when we first met you guys and we got a tour, Kent, you posed the question to Emma and Timothy. So do we drive our house? Or what was it? Do we drive our house or do we
live in our
car?
So sometimes it feels, I'll tell you, that's an interesting statement, because when we are traveling, like when we're relocating to somewhere, when we're traveling fast, it really does feel like we're living in our car. Mm-hmm. But right now we're stationary, so it really feels like we're just in our house. Like our house just happens to have wheels. So it's just different.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you guys right now?
So right now we are in Abbotsford, British Columbia. That is just a little bit north of Bellingham, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been here for the better part of about 2 months.
Okay.
When we crossed the border on the last day of February, we came into this area.
Oh, it's actually 2 months.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we stayed in Chilliwack and in Abbotsford since that date.
Yeah, and the actual location we're at is at Kent's Brothers Farm. So they've got a cute little hobby farm here that we are just tucked in. They've got the shop behind us, a nice level pad, and full hookups. So we're cozy. We're good.
Surrounded by wildlife. Wildlife being farm wildlife, which is goats, chickens, ducks, cattle, a couple of quail, and 2 dogs and puppies.
Oh, I've seen such gorgeous pictures of those puppies.
I just if we weren't ready for the responsibility of a puppy, we'd be like, we want one.
No, we're still not quite
yet.
done
Not
potty
yet.
training, so no thank you.
Yes. But all in good time. There's a season for everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's true. And the other wildlife that's around here are eagles. So there's a family of bald eagles that are setting up a nest really close to the yard, as well as some golden eagles and hawks and lots of cool stuff
Coyotes.
like that. Tons of coyotes. And last night, we heard
a new creature
critter right under our heads as we're sleeping. We can hear this like scratchy, and it wasn't a mouse. It's much bigger than a mouse. We think there's a rat trying to get into Bessie, and we can hear it like literally pulling pieces of wood. And we're like, okay, what's going on? Kent ran out in his boxer shorts in the middle of the night in the rain, in the dark. And of course, by the time you get out there, the thing is gone. So we're like, whatever. So we have to try and figure something out. We can't use poison because the dogs are ratters. Like the one dog will kill the rats, which is great. So we just kind of got the dog and said, hey, find what's going on here. So we're really just hoping and praying that she'll find it tonight and kill it, so we don't have to deal with it anymore. But
tie her up near the trailer.
Exactly.
We actually have a pest control app on the phone, which sends out a frequency. So we use that.
And that seems to work temporarily, which is good.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had an app like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, I wonder, have you guys ever tried putting lights underneath your trailer? Or have you had problems with critters coming into Bessie from underneath?
That's a good idea. We haven't done it, but it's something we've considered doing for sure. So yeah, I'd be curious, if your viewers can leave a comment below if you've used lights and if you have found that to be effective to get rid of pests. So.
I was thinking of just having the drone completely circle Bessie continuously.
That battery won't last very long.
I don't think so.
Just have it plugged into shore power, and it's just like on
extension
this
cord.
leash.
Extension cord on a drone.
I love it.
Excuse me.
I've heard,
now we're the Jetsons.
I've heard lights work for certain critters, certain types, and that it's really important when you're like out in certain wilderness areas where they're prevalent, especially in your vehicle wiring, because they'll go up and just chew them, and then you're stuck with hundreds of dollars of maintenance
and
on your vehicle.
that is actually our biggest concern. It's like not so much if they get into the storage bin, because we can just deal with that, but if they get into the wiring harness or the main power cord, that's our concern. So we've been sprinkling peppermint, and we're just doing whatever we can to get rid of it. But anyway, that's just the challenge of living on the farm, and that will happen when you, like you say, Carolyn, when you're in the wilderness, or if you're stationary, kind of where there's a field, there's always going to be critters.
I know our first rig sat in our driveway for about a month, and then we started loading things up, and we opened one of the drawers, and there was like little mouse poops inside.
I found mouse poop under one bathroom sink, and I found some mouse droppings in a drawer in the island.
But we had no food or anything in there, so it probably like snuck around being like, where's the food, and he's like, oh.
It didn't find
Nothing
anything
here.
interesting, and it left because I cleaned it out.
Well, that's good.
And we didn't actually have any problem with rodents that we knew of, so we haven't had any rodent problem with this rig.
I think the Grand Design one is the bottom is really sealed up well and tight, and
that helps.
So there's no little areas for a little critter or something to get in.
Well, then on top of it, we don't have like an engine in the front where it can crawl up inside the engine. Yeah. It's just a trailer.
Exactly. There's definitely an advantage to having that sealed up box, right?
Yeah. Sealed up box. We live in a sealed up box.
That's it. But it's pretty. It's really nice.
Yeah. So how is farm life for you guys?
Well, if you're going to have to quarantine or isolate for 4 or 5, 6 weeks, you may as well do it on a place that has a lot of activity, a lot of things to look at, and a lot of space to just say, what quarantine?
Yeah, like,
I don't see any quarantine.
It doesn't affect life that much, does it?
Oh,
no.
For sure. We definitely feel like we're in a bubble here. As soon as we go into town to get groceries or anything, we're like, oh, wow, this is insane. But being here day after day, it really doesn't feel weird. It feels pretty normal. So it's great. We are loving spending time with our nieces because we left this area. We grew up Kent and I met in Vancouver area. So we lived here first, had our kids here, and then we crossed the Rockies over to Calgary, Alberta. So when we left, Kent's brother and his wife hadn't even had kids yet. So we really haven't got to know them as they've been growing up. And it's just really fun to hang out with them and build that relationship and connection with the kids and with the adults. Yeah, we played Farmopoly the other day. We played a shopping game the other day. And it's just fun. Helping them with their chores. They have to go out and scoop dog poop, so we can go help with that, or the garden.
And I've been hauling logs for firewood for next year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And a few other things. We went up to on a road trip to pick up a new bull.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of you have seen our videos of the red Highland cattle that they have here. So they just had the mama
So
cow
much
and
fluff.
a baby bull. They're so
Yeah.
fluffy. They're so cute. And yeah, they picked up another baby bull just last week. So
Wow.
super, super cute.
I saw a quick flash of it. I don't know. It must have been while I was busy with something and Garrett was watching. But
Yeah.
I was listening.
It was
I was
good.
listening to.
That was good.
Okay, I'll have to go
Yeah.
back. That was on your last video?
Yeah, live stream.
On
That
your
was on our
last
live
live stream.
Right.
Okay, so I'll have to go back and watch that. I think Garrett was watching it.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's fun. So we definitely are enjoying life on the farm. It is, it's great. It's interesting because, you know, when the kids were younger, I homeschooled for 18 years, and there's this sort of this mentality in the homeschool movement, at least there was back then, that, you know, homesteading was the way to live. That was the only way to live. And I mean, if you were a homeschooler, that's what you just aspired to have a homestead one day, you know? And we never did. We always lived in the city, but being out here, I'm like, I get the attraction. I get the reason why people would want to homestead, why they would want to, you know, grow their own food and have their own chickens laying their eggs and that kind of stuff. But I also see how much work it is. And I'm like, you know what? It's just a ton of work, and it doesn't call me like that. Like, I know for some people it really calls them, but it doesn't. We like to visit, but I don't think we'd
I'm a
want to have our
volunteer
own-
farm worker.
A volunteer.
That's right.
Yes.
We can choose to feed the puppies or not.
Yes.
But you are kind of earning your keep, though. I mean, it's not like you're just
We're doing what we
freeloading.
can. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're doing what
That's
we
right.
can.
So it reminds me of how I grew up, because we had 8 acres and we had everything from chickens and ducks all the way up to, we owned a pony or leased land for horses, and I mean everything in between other than cattle.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that we didn't do. My mom talked about having a cow we could milk, but lots of gardening, lots of hours working, canning, freezing, everything. I mean, that's really, I think, the only way my parents were able to maintain and feed 8 children on the single income.
Totally. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my mom was a bargain hunter and grew everything, and we learned to make our own clothes and grow our own food.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to grow up. I
Make-
think it's healthy. It's
Make
good.
your own toys.
Basically, go out and build a fort.
Yep.
My
And
dad
that's-
helped us
Yep.
build a treehouse out of pallet boards.
And then she had the audacity to ask me, "Have you ever sewn clothing before?" I was like,
Why
"What?"
would I want to?
Like,
That was this
Like-
week.
I had to text my mom, "Did I ever learn to sew clothing?" And she was like, no." Like, yeah, I
Maybe
didn't
a-
think so.
Maybe a button on a shirt or something. That'd be about
Like
the extent
a
of it. Right?
ripping short or a button or something like
Yeah.
that. I did that, and maybe I mended like a doll, like a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear or something.
I was comparing him to my brother-in-law. My sister married a guy who he helped her make her wedding dress. He made
Yeah.
his own vest for the wedding.
Wow.
And so he's in the process of helping her
Overachiever.
finish like 24 masks for me. They're gonna send me
Nice.
some cloth masks.
Nice. I know Garrett's like, way to compare. Thanks. So I'm not a tailor. Whatever.
He learned
I have
other things.
other skills.
That's
Mhm.
right. We all have our skills. We have our strengths, and it's good. It's
The
all good.
comparison game is something you'll lose at about 95% of the time, and then at 5%
Yeah.
of the time you'll say, "Hey, I win at this.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
Like I can fry eggs like amazing."
That's right.
He keeps the kids alive in the morning when I want to sleep in.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she gets to sleep
Exactly.
in however long she wants. Most mornings.
Most mornings.
Lisa gets to
That's
sleep in most
awesome.
afternoons too.
Until after. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I would love to sleep in as long as I want, but the kids' noises do wake me up.
Yeah.
So you said life hasn't really changed all that much since you're out on the farm. You're kind of sheltered from this COVID pandemic kind of experience.
Yeah.
The little changes that you're seeing, like, show me those. Tell us about those.
Mm-hmm. Well,
We know that right now there's a lot of change happening in every state and every province.
yeah.
All the people are realizing that there just isn't the level of panic that was being broadcast a while ago. new information is out.
Well, I think that's
And-
the thing. There's more data that's coming out
Correct.
every single week, and so
it's local
changing
data.
that. When I think the local data will shift and change when certain jurisdictions start opening up, and that's going to look different in every province and in every state, every territory. You know, we hear stories from different places in Canada where it's like, no, total lockdown, like you're not allowed to go outside, or they've even put checkpoints at some of our provincial borders, which we've never seen before. That's a totally new thing. Like Kent and I were joking about going to the Yukon. And then he shows me on his news feed, they put a checkpoint between British Columbia and the Yukon, so you can't actually go across unless you have an absolute essential need to do so.
And if you were transporting yourself up to Alaska, yes, you have 24 hours to get there through
the Yukon. So they'll let you go through, and if
but don't stop.
Just all the restrictions, right? Like if you live there, if you have family there, whatever. But if you're just traveling or vacationing, no, you got to head back. So that kind of thing is new. Another thing we noticed, we went to Costco the other day. It took us literally 4 hours. Guys, 4 hours. By the time we parked Kent's brother's truck, went in, and came back out, 4 hours.
That was longer than Gilligan's Island cruise.
3 hour tour.
I know. This was a 4-hour deal.
And I mean, really, I've never even stood in line in Disneyland for more than an hour and a half. I think would be like my maximum time at Disneyland, and this is just to go shopping. So
it wasn't that fun.
Ridiculous.
So
it was fun, not that fun.
So how many people actually live in the Yukon?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Because it's funny that they're putting such crazy measures to say you can't stop or you can't even come into this province. But I'm like, how many people are that far north? Or
not very many.
There's enough.
But I think what it is they're concerned that if everybody gets sick and they all go to the hospital, it's going to overwhelm, because there aren't very many hospitals in the Yukon, right? So I think that I was born actually in Whitehorse, Yukon, just, FYI.
I thought it was for tracking reasons.
I have no idea what the reasons are, you guys. And this is the thing too that we have to realize.
That's what Garrett told me.
When we start thinking of what does this pandemic look like and what's happening, when you start asking why, like why is that happening, or what's the purpose behind that, or what's the motive behind that, it gets really frustrating and really confusing. So, and I know that we're all on a different page. I know that we all come from different political viewpoints. We all come from different life experience viewpoints. So we don't want to be offensive to anyone, but for us, we're kind of like, I think it's probably time to start getting things opened up, but we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. So
I saw a short video from a doctor who does YouTube, ZDoggMD, and I posted it on my Facebook page, and it made a lot of sense. He's probably a little bit more left-leaning than right-leaning, but he tries to stay in the middle. And it gave me this picture, because he was explaining, like, people who are on the left are going to start screaming at the right when they're saying, we need to open the country back up. And those on the right are going to say, you're killing our country by not letting us open it back up. And he's like, we need to have everybody at the table. And a lot of people are starting to say that. They're starting to say, look, at some point, the harmfulness to the actual, like, the economy, it's going to start outweighing the risk to our physical, our public health. And when that gets to be, more harmful, then yes, we need to open up. We need to get back to life, maybe not quite as usual, with certain, like Costco saying everybody's going to need to wear a mask.
And you're right on that, Carolyn. If you only look at everything through one lens, like let's say it's the doctor lens, let's say it's the psychologist lens, let's say it's the accountant's lens, you're going to make vastly different decisions based on what lens you're looking through.
Exactly.
I've used to work for with private Christian schools, and when they run into where they don't have enough funds, if they let the accountant run it indefinitely, the end game is closing the school. You've solved all the problems.
Yeah.
But that's not within the vision and the scope of what the school would
That's
want.
not the only lens to look through.
So I think what's frustrating is that it feels like the table isn't big enough for everyone. It feels like we all have our own table.
Right.
So let's like make a nice big table, have everybody around there, and try and come to some kind of consensus, which I actually see that happening on a micro level, as far as like different cities have their own ways of opening up slowly, or
Yeah.
different, territories or whatever.
The
So,
local plan.
or locking down more. And if that's what's
Yeah.
needed, then that's what's needed, right?
Yeah.
So, just it really is going to depend on each situation and what the numbers are. And I love that there is actual data now, because I'm a data girl. I'm like, it's got to be black and white. There's no gray area in my life. so I'm
too.
like, it's true or it's a lie. It's
Yeah.
black or it's white. And so I sort of feel like, now we have data. Now we can actually make some good decisions based on numbers, and hopefully set aside some of our political agendas and just allow the numbers to speak for a while. But anyway,
I love your picture of a table and everybody surrounding it and getting a big table.
Yeah. What seems to me a lot of what's happening is everyone's looking at the medical professionals saying, what should we do for our country? But they're not talking to economists. They're not talking to business owners. They're not talking to the other side that are being affected. And there's like, well, what do you think about this? This is the medical side. But no one seems to be asking a business person, except for Trump. Trump's the only one with real business experience that's like making choices.
Yeah.
And so it's like, there needs to be this balance, and this doesn't, like I said, there needs to have a little bit bigger of a table, so business owners and economists that are saying, look, we got to open things back up if we want to.
At some point. And how is that going to look?
Yeah.
So I had this picture when I was watching that Z-Dog video of, how magnets, when they're far apart, they might not have that pull, the power that so you've got opposite polar ends, right? And if they're so far right and so far left, on opposite ends of the table, they're not going to come to any sort of consensus. Like, when is it right to open the country back up? But if they move themselves closer to being more moderate in the center, you're going to have that stronger pull where they can finally come to consensus where, okay, now is the time. This is what it needs to look like. And this is going to be healthy for both the economy and public safety, public health.
Yeah.
So.
I think
that's a good picture. I like that.
I think we're 3 weeks away from having lots of jurisdictions already opening some.
Yeah. Well, there's already some that are starting, like in Florida. And
correct.
I'm pretty sure that that Nevada will probably be in the next week or so. They're going to start opening things up because they haven't said they're going to extend.
Yeah. That'll be a gamble.
Yeah.
Well, always in Nevada. It's
in Nevada. Yes.
That's allowed there.
Let the chips fall where they lie.
Because of how, you have a few big cities, and there's a lot of people in those big cities, and the cities really haven't been hit a whole lot like some big cities in our country. And then the rest of Nevada is spread out, and there's hardly anybody there. I think that they're probably going to be safe in... and they even closed just several days after I think most of the other states closed.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be safe and okay in restarting sooner. And at this point, our hospitals are not overwhelmed. We are seeing COVID cases, but it's not like our beds are full. I am not overwhelmed when I go to work, and they're still canceling 2, 3, 4 nurses from my small facility.
Wow.
So
So Carolyn, I wanted to ask you a quick question. I was reading something on Twitter yesterday about nurses that are having to wear full PPE all day long. Are you in that situation, or are you able to take a break once in a while?
Yeah. So Natasha is at the big hospital. I'm at the little hospital, and we're both on what are called clean units. So the patients that are coming to our units are more at risk for catching COVID, and so we aren't putting any COVID patients, any patients that are being ruled out for COVID on those units. So she's taking care of open heart patients, and I am at a very small facility, and they're like, one floor has to be dirty, one floor has to be clean. So we're seeing a few telemetry patients, which normally wouldn't be on the unit. They'd be upstairs in the telemetry unit. But it's just safer for them to be in a clean unit. So her experience at the big hospital, and this is the same hospital system. She's just at a bigger hospital. The bigger hospital.
Right.
She has to wear her N95 all day long. And I am
Wow.
not required to wear the N95. I do have to wear a mask, but I only need to wear the N95 if I'm caring for a COVID patient.
Okay. Okay. So you can switch it out then. That's good.
So I haven't felt the need to wear my N95 24 hours a day, for the entire 12-hour shift. In fact, I haven't even pulled it out of the sack, out of the bag, for the last week or so, because there have been no COVID patients on our unit, and I've been on our unit. I haven't been floated to the dirty unit.
Right.
I seem to have problems if I have it on too long, breathing through that PPE, that mask.
Does yours have an exhale vent?
No, it's just one of the regular. They're supposed to be the one-time use masks.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. What the hospital is able to, they've said you can have two, so that if one is being sanitized, you still have one backup. I haven't even gotten my second one. And then at first they told us they would sanitize it 5 times, so that you send it to the department that cleans the, utensils, the surgical tools and things, and they'll clean it for us. I don't know what the process is. But at first they said they'd clean it 5 times, and now they're saying they'll only do it 3 times. So they're actually giving new PPE sooner rather than later.
That's a good sign.
And then they're recommending that we use a surgical mask or a cloth mask over that N95 to just continue, further protect it from any, splashing of fluids and things like that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So they're
interesting.
doing their best to keep, to protect us, but really all it comes down to is we're cleaning surfaces often during the shift. We're washing our hands so many more times than we would even think to. I mean, I'll sanitize my hands with sanitizer on the way out of the room, and then basically walk over and wash my hands at the sink in the hallway.
Yeah. Exactly. I know. But you gotta. That's the way it is right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. What do you like about this, pandemic? Now you have to sit still and hang out.
What do we like about it?
Yeah.
That's not easy. What do we like about it?
Because
well, the world is a little bit slower, except for all of the data coming in.
Mm-hmm.
There's data times 10 coming in right now on everything. Well, on most things. But other than that, a lot of people have slowed down. Now, there's some people whose lives are exactly the same as they've always been. Some people whose lives are
radically
running
different,
way faster,
way busier.
There's way more responsibility on their plates. They're taking care of kids without break. They don't have the pieces that help them take care of those things. And then there's other people that have all the time on their hands because none of the things that they were normally involved with are open.
Yeah.
But what about us? Specifically us. Because for us, not a lot changed. Kent did lose some of his contracts for work, so he has more free time in that sense. But we're just putting that into videos and just working on the rig.
Yeah. And the finances are there, so we're good for that.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I have really loved is... What's that?
Your content is fantastic. Keep up the good work.
It's fun. Thanks. One thing I've learned to do is crochet. So I used to knit, but now I'm crocheting and I love it. So that's been fun. I don't think I would have really explored that hobby other than it's everybody else is doing new hobbies. I'll try one too. So that's
great.
been fun.
I have no extra time for new hobbies right now.
No, you don't. No. You're one of those people that's working harder than ever before, probably. So, yeah. Exactly. So I think that's what we've enjoyed.
I'm midway through my 4 days off, and then I go back and I work 3 days in a row. But even on my days off, I'm busy with the kids and homeschooling. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you miss about life as it was before pandemic?
What I miss is the pace that Lisa and I would normally do life. And the amount of experiences and exploring and the amount of discovery has been really curbed.
Yeah. So I think I agree with Kent too, is we're missing the experiences, but we're also missing people, like just meeting with people and getting to know new people and meeting with old friends and old people. So old people, old people, old friends, old people, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, so it's just that we're such people that we're missing that. I mean, thankfully we have the family here that we're isolating with, so we have connections that way.
But we open the drapes and it's the same look every single day.
Darn.
It's like, well, do you want to go for a walk? It's like, well, it's the same walk we did yesterday, so
Yeah.
not really.
It's like, hopefully, can I open it again? Is it changed? Is it changed?
Yeah.
What's the
Right.
point
Oh,
of the
gosh.
wheels
Yeah.
on the bottom of our house if we can't move our house?
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
You know,
So,
to ask the question, are we there yet? Well, we have for the last 2 months.
yeah. Exactly. Now, it's even different than when we weren't camped last year, because last summer we were stationary. We were in one location the whole time, but we still had new experiences every day. There was new people coming to the campground. There were always new tasks to do. There was some new job to conquer, managers to deal with, and all that stuff that was always changing and shifting. But so that was even different than
So it's
just
difficult
staying in one place.
Yeah.
It's
To
different.
grab life by the tail
It
when
is.
when life is not in a state of change.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
There's not what's going on there. There's not a lot going on. Emma was commenting again, Mom, I haven't left this RV park in weeks. I'm like, okay, wait. Let's see. On Thursday last week, we went to the park for your birthday, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
One little park that's like 7 minutes down the road is still open.
Yeah.
And we celebrated at a picnic table and took a walk, and she had fun. So I don't know what she's saying. And we've taken each of the kids out shopping for shoes because they needed them desperately, but each individually. So she's been out shopping. It's just not
Where did you go for shoes?
Walmart.
The only place that's open.
It's the only place that's
I know.
open.
I need shoes. I need jeans. Like okay, here's the thing. When you're a minimalist and you live in a small space, you don't have all these extra clothes to rely on,
Exactly.
right? So
They wear
my
out.
one pair of jeans that I wear all the time now have big holes in the knees, which thankfully is a bit trendy right now. So I'm okay. But and my shoes are not, and I mean bad shoes. They're not supportive. They're hurting my feet. So it's kind of like, where do we go to get these?
We're also used to Amazon being, in 3 days I'll have it.
Right.
And now they say you'll have it in 3 weeks, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
That's not.
I don't want it in 3 weeks.
I haven't even received my birthday present yet. And Garrett, you ordered that just before my birthday,
I
right?
ordered about a month ago.
About a month ago. It's still
Well,
not
the puppies
here.
aren't ready.
The puppies aren't ready. Good job.
It's actually shipped.
You gave it away.
It will be here in like a day or two.
Well, we'll have to post a video of me playing my piano on my new keyboard
Yes.
stand. You wanna
That would be.
hang on, Emma? Will you hang on, Emma? Will you find out why Edison is crying? Eddie's supposed to be napping, but he just started bawling. Oh, the issues of being a parent, right?
It happens.
That's
It
right.
happens. Yeah.
Well-
In real time.
I know.
In real time.
Why don't you ask him this one? Let's see what's wrong with him.
So, what are you guys doing to stay healthy and upbeat?
Well, that's easy. Lisa has taken on a couple of challenges.
Yeah, it's been really fun actually. So a friend of mine posted on Facebook that she was doing a 30-day wellness challenge.
Okay.
So I said, sure, I can do that. And it's with a program called Classical Stretch. So that is Classical Stretch and Eccentrics. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but it's basically just a lot of strengthening and toning and lengthening your muscles.
Okay.
So it's good for arthritis. It's good for posture and that kind of thing. It's not cardio, but it definitely helps me feel less like I'm getting old, right? Like when you get old, all your joints and stuff start to stick together and you just start hunching over. And we found too that living in a small space does that because you're constantly sort of like moving small. You don't take big steps. You don't like even to make the bed, you're like shuffling around. So it's good, I think, to get out and stretch your body and just get your muscles long and lean. So that's what I'm working on. I do a workout in the morning and a workout in the evening.
Okay.
They're about 20 to 30 minutes each.
I'm usually
Sometimes
join her
Kent
for
joins me.
one of those sessions.
Yeah, and it's great because this shop, I don't know if you can see it through the window here, but it's right here.
Okay.
And so we just pull out a carpet, put our yoga mats down, and just do our stretching there. So lots of room, which is awesome.
That's one. And then Lisa's also taken on a lifestyle change with a program where she has changing her diet a little bit, changing her lifestyle a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one's called Noom. I don't know, you've probably seen it they're advertising it on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. One of those, advertisements that pops up.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and I'm like, oh, but those things that pop up in your news feeds are probably just scams. So I wasn't really excited about it, but my sisters were both doing it. So I said, well, if they're doing it then, and they're enjoying it, then I'm going to go ahead and join too. So,
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for
Healthy
the last
choices.
probably 10 days or so. So that's been really good to just, be more mindful of what I'm eating and, trying to choose healthier stuff instead of the easy stuff. And that's what I'm finding is, healthy stuff does take a little more time to prepare. It takes longer to peel an orange than it does to eat a granola bar, right? Like it's just that shift in mentality. So so I've been working on that. So I've lost a couple of pounds that way and just feeling better with working out. And we've tried to walk a little bit more, even though it's the same walk all the time. It's just, let's just do it anyway because it's good for us. So
we want to be done with the isolation better than when we started.
Yeah, in better shape, not in worse shape. Now, I know you guys too, you've been doing some challenges and stuff too, right?
Well, we
want to talk about that?
We didn't pick up a quote unquote challenge. We just were like, we need to start working out. And we've been meaning to do it ever since we got on the road. But just, how crazy things have been. It just, we're like, oh, we're going here, we're going there. And, oh, look, Karen's working. And then it's a very high-paced life.
It is.
And it was just hard for us to be like, okay, we're going to work out.
And I feel like once I got pregnant with Timothy, I kind of gave up, exercising altogether, really. And I thought, oh, I'm physically active enough. It doesn't really matter. I like healthy foods better than crappy foods anyway. I just would rather have a, whole wheat sandwich with real meat and cheese on it than, a fake cheese, fake bread sort of sandwich that you get at a fast food place, whatever.
Right, right.
But I need to actually do some more physically because I've seen my lung capacity go down, my energy level go down, I get sick more often. And then with Garrett, Garrett used to be at the gym 3 to 5 times a week. And then when we hit the road, it was like there was no chance to do that.
Well, it kind of started changing when we were remodeling the house. I would be up till midnight, 1, 2 a.m., and then Carolyn would go to work in the morning or, stuff like that. And then we'd wake up the next day and then we'd start on another project. And so even though it was very physically demanding, I wasn't getting the type of fitness that I was really accustomed to.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and it's hard once you get out of that habit, that routine. It is hard to get back into it. You have to rebuild the habit. You have to rebuild that. So it takes time, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it to do that. So
it is.
We're trying to do fitness that Garrett enjoys, and I'm trudging through it. My preferred type of exercise is swimming, and you just can't take a pool around with you. And I've noticed too, even just lately, my ears are more sensitive. I go out on a windy day like today, and it'll start aching, and I'm like, well, this wouldn't work in the pool. So it's probably
you
good.
have to have earplugs or something in there.
So Carolyn, how much are you bench pressing these days?
I have an 8-pound kettlebell, and that is all I use. Garrett has nothing in between my 8-pound kettlebell and his 30-pound dumbbells. There's nothing in between.
So I have two 30-pound dumbbells, so I'm pushing 60 pounds every time I lift those things. And then she's 8 pounds. And I'm trying to lift one of mine. It's like... just
Barely.
Well, 8 pounds is heavy if you do enough reps. That's gonna really start working some muscle for sure. That's nothing to sniff at. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then we were like, okay, let's do sit-ups. So I did 5 sit-ups, and she's like, I can't do it.
I can do crunches. My crunches, whatever. But I can't, like the first time I tried, he held my feet down and I tried to do a sit up and I got halfway up and collapsed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I do one sit up every morning.
Every morning when he gets out of bed.
Yeah. I don't even do that. I roll out of bed.
I roll too. Totally.
well, for some reason, my core muscles underneath all my insulation haven't completely gone away. So I've still been able to stay, fairly
They're
okay.
developing still.
You're still developing, yeah. I'll get to that 6-pack soon.
Oh,
You
dear.
will. It's there. It's just hiding. It'll
Yeah.
show up eventually. I love it. That's
Well,
great.
we're about 10 days into our fitness.
I think we figured out that we
Stuff.
probably started the same day you guys did.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I must be about day 9 today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty close.
Something like that.
That's
So
it.
we haven't gone out and exercised yet today. Yesterday, we took the kids out. They let them ride their bikes, and we walked.
Yeah.
Not as many, yards as we should have, but we tried to keep it at a faster pace. We just had children who had attitude issues
Yeah.
and had to
Yeah, it
return. Yeah.
Our 9-year-old is perfecting the teen drama.
Oh, already. Okay, that's exciting. Has she got the eye roll figured out?
Oh, no, not yet, but it's coming.
Oh, okay, good. It's coming. Yeah. You'll see it. You'll know it when you see
Oh,
it
yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
You raised 3 teen
Been there,
girls.
done that 3 times.
You've raised 3. So we're, not quite looking forward to it, but.
We see it in the distance. It's coming.
Well, you guys.
Well, actually, let me just tell
Okay,
you
go
something
ahead.
about teenagers. And I heard this advice when my kids are about the same age as your kids are right now. And this person said to me, having teenagers can be the most wonderful time of your parenting career. And I was like, are you kidding? I was a teenager. My siblings were teenagers. It was not wonderful at all for my parents. But really for us, I really tried to look for all of those silver linings. Like in each day and each moment, I was like, okay, there's got to be a silver lining here somewhere, and when I would get an eye roll or when I would get the attitude, I'd be like, okay, this is just my child becoming an adult. This is good. They're supposed to become an adult. They're supposed to have an independent thought that's different than mine. They're supposed to challenge the norm. That's good that they challenge the norm. It can get annoying and frustrating when it happens over and over again. You're like, just say yes and just listen to me. Just trust me. Just obey me. But really, when you can see that silver lining, you can be, okay, this is good. And I don't think it has to be horrible. I think there can be horrible days or maybe even horrible weeks.
Yeah.
But I think overall, you guys have an amazing relationship with your kids and you also have time with them. And I think that's something that is super valuable that is missing in a lot of normal society parenting. So you guys are going to nail it. You'll do fine and it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited to watch it happen.
Aren't the teen years a lot like, the 2 and 3-year-old years where they're trying to develop themselves as a separate human being? Because before that, they just felt they were like a part of mom and dad. And so they're branching out and learning how many buttons they can push and how many, how far they can take their attitude without letting, without mommy and daddy snapping. So it's just with a little bit of a smarter child, possibly. the teenager
One
and the
that
2
knows
and 3-year-old.
everything.
Yeah. Well, even 2 and 3-year-olds think they know everything.
Yeah, they do for sure. Well, and then you also have hormones that kick into all of that too, which makes it a little more dramatic. But you guys will do good. It'll be great. Oh, it's fun. It'll be fun to watch.
Well, after your live stream, I love your Zoom call idea for your Patreons. So after
it was so fun.
After your live streams, you're going to do a Zoom call for anybody who's a Patreon. And who came up with that idea?
We did a breakout session, knowing that it's a way for us to connect on a much more face-to-face level.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. What happens to us in a live stream is we get super hyper. So because we're extroverts, we love people, we love the interaction. I mean, you guys are the same. You know exactly what it feels like. So when you're finished the live stream, you're like, okay, see you later, everybody. You hit end, and then you're just buzzed. You're just like, whoa, that was so great. And we felt that we could take that energy
in the room
into another environment and just really connect with people. It helped us come down a little bit. It helped us to just, okay, that was fun. And that was, great. And now we get to really just build a friendship with our patrons because we don't want to just say, you're part of our Patreon family. Thanks for the cash, and then just don't do anything about that. I mean, this is the whole point, I think, of Patreon is to build deeper friendships and deeper connection. And we just thought it would be a great way to do it.
A little different circle.
And now, I mean, at this point, we don't have a lot of patrons, so it works to have a Zoom call with everybody. We all were live on video. We could all see each other. So this patron can see that patron, and that was really cool for them to build connections with each other.
And they could choose to be on or off of a camera.
Yeah.
But I think in the future, like if we end up getting too many for that, then we would still do a live session with our patrons in a separate sort of environment.
And
but it was fun. It was really.
It doesn't
fun.
have to be at the afterglow of a live stream, but it fit.
It
this
did.
time.
I just said let's try it.
I loved it.
It doesn't have to be long.
Yeah, you guys thought it was good?
Yeah. How many did you have join? I wasn't quite sure because we could see like us and you and two other people.
I thought there was like 6.
Yeah. I think
Did you have
everybody.
6?
I think there were 6. I think there was.
Barbie and Lloyd were not there.
So maybe 5.
Yeah.
There were 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt
so that
like
was
a
really fun to have.
a really good kind of a little gathering. And some people just sat and listened, and other people joined in and chatted a lot, and it felt right. It felt like you were building more community, and I'm very pleased with that.
It didn't feel forced at all.
Yeah. Well, we love that you guys are part of that community. It's really fun to have you in there, so it's good. We love it.
We'll link their Patreon.
We wish we
in
could
the
do that with
description.
everybody.
I know.
There's just
I know.
too many, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
We will link their Patreon below so that those of you who know Living Light RV want to join their Patreon and get to know them a little bit more, you can do that. So what's coming up next for Living Light RV as the economy opens back up and things get moving again?
This is the golden question.
That's a
so
good
glad
question.
you asked. Okay. We just filmed a video yesterday. Can't really putting it out today. Probably later in Thursday, a couple hours.
Yeah.
So by the time you guys see this, it'll be. Oh, that's confusing. Anyway.
Right. This is our
So
Saturday
we're not
live stream.
live. We're not live.
Let's just say our plans completely changed about half an hour before we went live in this interview with you guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
So originally the plan was for us to start our work camping jobs June 19th was the date.
Yeah, June 1st to be there, and then actually roll things out so they can open up officially June 19th.
And we just got informed today that they want to open the campground on May 15th.
Wow.
Whoa.
So they're
month
pushing
early.
forward.
They're pushing forward.
Wow.
So the email we got today was, please come as soon as possible. Because she
What?
wants us to get the campground ready because I mean it's kind of been winter, so you have to. Well, it has been winter, so you have to do a lot to get it ready.
Right.
So yeah, that's the plan is to head out of here ASAP.
So we're scrambling a little bit.
So like when we're done here, you guys are like closing up shop and leaving.
Basically, that's the plan. We'll take a couple of days to say goodbye to the friends and family around here. We will, and I think we're planning on heading out on Monday, and we'll drive across the Rockies and get to Alberta, say hi to our kids, and then head off to our work camping spot. So, but man, I talk about change, like fast change. All of a sudden, we're like, wait, I'm getting an Amazon order. Oh, wait, I have to cancel this. Oh, I have to change this. And we were gonna get a mechanical stuff done on the rig, and now that's got to change. And so it's just kind of. But I mean, this is our life, right? Our life is full of change and being flexible and being ready to just go at any time.
So we think things in British Columbia and Alberta will actually open up sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're feeling and seeing and
Now,
sensing.
I will put a caveat in there. I think as the campground opens on May 15th, it won't be the pool or a big activities or the public washrooms and all that stuff. I have a feeling it'll just be like, hey, you can come and camp on your little square and that's it. So that's my guess. I don't know. We'll let you know as we make it happen.
Then we'll know.
Wow. Yeah. I am very pleased. I mean, and the fact that, Kent, you lost some work with this close down, and now it feels like God is like blessing you with, hey, you got a job faster than you expected it.
Yeah, I know. We're like, wow, that's cool. And just the way he leads us into the next step. Like even yesterday, we're like, should we stay here? Should we find another place to go? Because, we talk about wearing out your welcome and you don't want to do that with family, right? So we're like, should we be finding a new place to kind of hunker down for the next month? Should we stay for another month? And then it's like, boom, go. So we're like, okay, good. That works out well.
And your mom and dad are going to join you as well for this work camping?
They
Yes.
are, yes. Yeah.
So they're packing up and
So,
leaving right away too, or are they going to
They
join
are.
later?
No,
Wow.
tomorrow morning they're heading out. So
Wow.
Now, have you guys announced where you guys are heading as far
Yes,
as the
we
for the
will.
campground?
yeah, well, we'll be in Drumheller, Alberta. So it's just east of Calgary, and it's really cool because it is the Badlands.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think to compare it to would be like maybe Saddle Mountain. So where you've got lots of like just dry, like
Arid.
cacti, lots of rock and
So it's
dirt,
more arid.
but mountain still. Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely arid, but there is still some of that.
Volcanic,
Mountain.
canyons,
Not mountains, hills.
layers,
Hills. Yeah.
similar to like Page, Arizona also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
some
like
of that.
Page. Yeah, supposed to be
Very
fun.
cool.
And there's a dinosaur bone every 500 feet.
It's a huge
If not
dinosaur
more.
bed. Yeah,
Wow.
there's a ton of dinosaur bones there. Yeah.
The
it's
curator
gonna be
of
fun.
the dinosaur museum there said, if you throw a rock any direction, between you and that rock will be a dinosaur bone.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
so
We
it's gonna be
haven't
fun.
we haven't experienced any like I know there are in New Mexico and a lot of the places that we traveled through. We just never had the time to stop and explore.
Yeah.
And show the kids, look, it's dinosaur bones that you can go and see and touch and feel.
There's a Mammoth National Monument in Waco, Texas, and we've never stopped long enough in Waco, Texas to go see it.
We
That would
passed
be
through
cool.
twice.
We drove by and we're like, that's a national monument. It says Mammoth. Like,
That's
what?
cool. That's cool. Well, you know what? We will make sure that we take lots of video footage, and if we find dinosaur bones, we will let you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, we're hoping to catch up with you guys. It sounds like probably not this summer, but I know you'll be heading back into the United States if possible, because I mean, there's lots of things floating around that, our government's going to stay shut down until 21. And I'm like, how is that even possible? We'll see.
Always stay shut. You're like, you can't just shut everything down indefinitely.
Indefinitely. You can't do that.
Indefinitely.
You
Sure,
can't do
okay.
that. But we are planning to be in the Texas area in September,
End of August
October, possibly
Okay,
into November.
Awesome.
That's the thought at this point. So.
Then we'll see you there. Our
Yeah.
plan is to be in San Antonio. It's basically, as soon as we finish our work camping job, we'll be heading south. So we'll
Very
be heading
cool.
to
Yeah.
San Antonio. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If you guys are going to be planning on being shut down for the next 2 years, you could just call yourself Big Cuba.
Hey.
There you go. Big Cuba.
As long as I have Cuban coffee, I'll be happy.
That's right.
No cigars for me.
Exactly. I'll pass on the cigars.
Do Cubans make wine? They're not known for alcohol.
I don't think
No.
so.
They're known
I
for
don't
their
think so.
cigar and their coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make a
There's
mean
other places
sandwich.
that wine a lot.
The Cuban sandwiches are really good.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
there you go. There you go.
Thank
man,
you
that's
both.
great.
Do you know how to
for
make
joining
Cuban
us.
coffee?
Do you?
I don't. It's a
Okay.
lot of crazy caffeine.
It's
take-
caffeine
you
and
take
a
the
lot of
espresso machine,
sugar, lots of sugar.
You espresso just the first little bit with a spoonful of sugar, and you rip it around about 1,000 times, and then you put the rest of the coffee in it, and it foams up, and it really tastes good.
Yeah.
It is good.
I remember
Google it.
a comedian joking about the first time he had Cuban coffee. He was like, he drank it and he thought that, just a little bit. Maybe I'll have like 2 or 3. And so he just downed like 3 of them. And he's like, I saw into the future. I was like, woo!
Too much caffeine.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Hey,
great.
hook me up.
That's right. That's been fun hanging out with you
Yes.
guys.
Thanks.
We're so excited for your future and just the next step. I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that God has
It-
protected you and is providing a way for you.
That's
This
awesome.
is fun to be with you on Saturday afternoon.
I
It
know.
is great.
You guys, this is so awesome. We have to do this more often.
Yep, we
Okay.
will. Sounds good. Alrighty. Love you guys. Take
Love you
care.
too.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you to Kent and Lisa for joining us. This has been an awesome catch up. Not really, an interview, but not the normal interview where we are learning more and more about our DFAM and those who are YouTubers and who live on the road.
Yep.
but just really a catch-up period of time. It's been since January that we saw Kent and Lisa at, we were at Quartzsite.
Yeah.
And we miss them. They're our inspiration, I would say.
Yeah.
And when we need a little bit of...
Whenever we're struggling or having issues, we can always call them and be like, hey, you know, we're running through some problems, and they can be like, either
well, try this, or try
whip
that,
yourself back
or...
into shape, or you guys are doing good, just think about this, or whatever.
Yeah. So what's next? Shall we show them a little video? We want to shout out to 2 special people who sent us their stickers.
Yeah. If you want to send us some stickers, you email us at rvdiaryofafamily@gmail.com. The link will be in the description, so you can email us fairly easily.
And we'll give you that address to send the stickers to. And then if you would like one of our stickers, please also email us at rvdiaryofafamily@gmail.com and give us your address, and we will send you a sticker.
Yeah, so enjoy our 2 newest stickers on our trailer.
Camera! 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 Camera!
I don't think my zoom goes that far in.
Get the nose hairs. I'm gonna get the nose hairs. Oh! That's too bad.
How do you like my Clark Kent?
You Clark Kent curl?
Clark Kent curl. We're going to attempt to get stickers on our trailer in the wind.
In the wind! They redid their logo and got stickers. So if you want their sticker, get a hold of them. There it is. #FindUsCamping. Yep, all the socials.
All right, there's our stickers. Got Nursing Our Travel Bug right here. And over here we have Find Us Camping. Sorry that we didn't get this recorded. When we put the stickers on, we normally try to do that, but through a camera operator error, we weren't recording, and I didn't check because I thought that Carolyn was still recording, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, got it all done.
Of that in my mind. Alright. Always clean your window before adding decals.
Isopropyl does really well.
Isopropyl alcohol. Don't waste it on hand sanitizer.
Okay, ready?
Ooh, too windy. It's really windy.
All right, go ahead, Emma.
Mr. Moderator.
Is that one a YouTube channel?
Oh, well, they have a YouTube channel.
But it's your coffee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on Daddy's truck and a whole lot on our trailer.
Spin for me. Look at those orange stripes.
Yeah.
You're a tiger.
Yeah.
Can I see your stripes? Aww. Oh, he's gonna do it too, the twirl. I love them right there. You got stripes. It's right there. Let Daddy walk around them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Nursing Our Travel Bug and Find Us Camping for sending us their stickers, and we look forward to adding some more.
We
and
love stickers.
Getting some stickers to you guys as well.
What we have learned about stickers is when you're making them, make sure that you aren't printing them on your own printer.
Yeah.
Because we had one that completely washed away all the ink, and it was just a little white circle. And
Make sure it's outdoor vinyl.
outdoor vinyl will not fade.
Yeah.
We've had 1 or 2 of them fade. So.
It's like that was supposed to be green, and it's a blue teal now. It's like, sorry, guys.
But yeah, and if our sticker starts fading on your rig when you get it, let us know too. So we use Sticker Mule if you want our we have a
coupon code that came with our order, so we
coupon
refer
code.
someone
So
else.
if you use our coupon code, we'll get a little bit off
Like
the
a
next time
percentage
we
off.
order
Yeah.
stickers. So we'll put that in the description below as well, so that you can go order yourself some stickers.
It'd be fun. You don't even have to have a YouTube channel, but if you have you want to share your story. If you do it on Instagram or whatever, you can make just a little
stickers for your
sticker.
Instagram story.
Yeah.
Stickers are fun to trade back and forth. Okay, drum roll, please. Garrett and I are trying to like bring new life to the channel, bring new interest to the channel, because for you guys, the D-Fam, we never want to become blah, boring, out of touch.
We want to try and stay relevant and connect with you guys, our viewers.
And so we felt like, since it's been a good 2 years, I think, since we had our channel intro, and the music stayed the same. We've fixed it. We've changed the videography a little bit, the camera work on it a little bit.
We've changed a few things up, but it has been since Louisiana that we've had kind of one style of intro, and we thought we'll try something a little new and see what you guys think.
I think Garrett has outdone himself again. If you are interested in tips and tricks on how to make great intros like this, check out RV Media Creators. Garrett, you're going to start a new series on that channel, aren't you?
I want to do my normal videos like on Fridays, more long form, like talk about certain things, subjects and whatever, how-tos. But I want to start a new series called like a Quick Tip Tuesday or something fast. So it's like I take a subject and say, okay, this is how you do this. And, there'll be searchable videos so that people can find, because a lot of people, and I do it all the time, if I need to figure out a certain thing to do, I will Google or YouTube search, how do I do this? How do I do this transition? How do I do this setting? And I search that specific thing. And so instead of being like 17 ways on how to use your blah, 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 I'm just looking for one specific thing. Short and sweet.
2 to 5 minute video on one specific topic. Easy to search. Easy to find the information.
Easy to understand.
Do that one thing. So if I want to learn how to do this kind of transition, bam, there's how you do it.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, so not only that, but Garrett has done several jobs for several people in creating their intro for them as they're getting started with their YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that expertise as well, he's done a few jobs, and he would be happy to talk to you about what you would like, and if his services would be helpful.
Yeah. So, without further ado,
our new intro.
The world premiere of our new intro. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
What'd you guys think?
That was exactly what I was going to say. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
He threw it together one day while I was at work and was still tweaking it a little bit when he showed me, but I was like, wow, this is really great. I love it.
I like the different style of music, and I have it set up in a way that I can put video footage on either side and the music builds into the intro and back out.
So it'll give you a little bit more creativity in melding the intro into a video.
So stay tuned for a little bit of a different flavor of our channel. And if you like it, let us know. I know it's a different song, but it's a free song on YouTube, and tons of other channels have been using it. And so, why not try something different? It's not like we've paid some artist to make us our own special high quality song or anything like that for our intro. So,
well, you guys, this has been our live stream for Saturday afternoon. I know we recorded this earlier in the week.
Yep.
I am missing each one of you, DFAM, as I am working right now. But I know that Garrett has kept you all lively on the chat. And we are really looking forward to all of the Saturday afternoons that we're going to get to share with you throughout the month of May and into June, as we stay here in the Reno area, as Nevada opens back up, as we get to start exploring the gorgeous landscape around here, guys.
It's beautiful.
It
out
is
here.
absolutely breathtaking. We've gotten to the point of spring where even the kids are noticing, Mom, the mountains are losing their snow. All the snow is melting away. Trees are growing leaves again. Everything's becoming green and fresh.
It's
And
beautiful.
it's absolutely gorgeous. The only reason why we're not outside in that gorgeous weather right now is because
Super windy.
it's been very windy today. And so just to give you this best studio environment, we needed to be indoors.
Yeah.
So any last words, dear?
Well, stay tuned for more interviews. We are reaching out to other YouTubers. So also, if you would like to be interviewed, feel free to contact us at rvdiaryofafamily@gmail.com. And we would love to get the hard questions on you. No, not really. We're not investigative journalists or anything.
Check out our video from Wednesday on our homeschooling journey, especially for those of you who have had to homeschool the rest of the school year. You know what? More power to you being thrown into this. That has got to be like the biggest change. Those of you who lost jobs, lost work, and those of you who all of a sudden had to homeschool your children.
I will link that right after we end this video, so you can just click on that and watch that video as well.
And then next week's Wednesday video, our topic will be what we've done with the kids in the Reno area, because it's been a little difficult to find things to do with everything being shut down with this pandemic. But in the end, we have quite a list to share with you guys. So we're excited about that.
That, and check out RV Media Creators video from yesterday, where we actually drove down the strip in Las Vegas with our 40-foot fifth wheels.
Gotta check that out.
We did it in a quick time lapse during our road trip to Reno video, but I wanted to share our experience, or at least my experience, and the kids' experience.
The entire trip is
the entire
in that
drive down the strip.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
We drove the strip with our friends Bill and Natasha from Nursing Our Travel Bug. So, go to RV Media Creators and check that video out as we took our fifth wheels down the strip.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And as always,
live life intentionally. Bye, everyone.
Bye.